To the Echelon International Racquetball Federation's 8th World Championships, brought to you by Penn Racket Sports. I'm Jim Turner. We're live in Phoenix, Arizona at the City Square Sports Club. We've got a wonderful matchup for you today. My expert analyst is Dave Peck, a many-time racquetball champion himself. And David, I tell you, on paper we have, I think, one of the greatest matchups we can dream of. The United States Open champ, the old man of racquetball, Ruben Gonzalez, and he's a wonderful story in himself, and the world champ in Sherman Greenfeld from Canada. Now, let's talk a little bit first about Ruben.
Ruben is absolutely amazing, Jim. Ruben has come back from the injury and trained and came into the national singles and beat all these, top-notch younger players. And so he's a story in himself. He's a tenacious competitor. But we're going to have some very exciting points here. Ruben is a guerrilla warfare type player where he digs everything out. It's going to be an awesome match.
Well, what does he got to do to beat the younger and quicker Sherman Greenfeld of Canada?
First and foremost, he needs to start off quickly. The matches that I've seen him play, he has a tendency to start off a little slow, and what happens is his opponent gets a little confident, starts hitting the shots. So he needs to start off quick. I think what he needs to do is also hit some really nice serves, keep the pace, control the tempo, and basically when he has the chance to re-kill the ball or kill the ball, put the ball away.
It's going to be fantastic. The U.S. Open champion and the world champion from Canada right here live at the City Square Sports Club in Phoenix, Arizona.
Hi, we're back. I'm Dave Peck, and I'm here with current world champion Sherman Greenfeld. Sherman, tell me, what's your game plan playing Ruben Gonzalez today?
Game plan's pretty simple. I have a strong game. I want to be aggressive. I'm not going to let him take control. My weapon's the backhand serve, no question about it, and retrieving balls just as he does quite well. And I think I got to mix the game up, keep him moving all the time.
Let me ask you this. Do you feel any type of pressure as the current world champion coming in competing at this level?
I think anyone's got to feel pressure in this position, but it's got to be a positive pressure. It's not negative pressure where I'm going to go in there feeling nervous. I'm going to take it in a positive way, and everyone has to come at me to win the title.
With Ruben Gonzalez. Hey, Ruben, how's it feel being the old man of the group here and all these young guys coming after you?
Well, it feels great to know that everybody's out there gunning for me, but I got a big surprise for them.
Now, let me ask you this. Game plan against Sherman. Have you played Sherman before?
Not really, but I know his game style. He's been playing a few stops, and I know he's going to go out there and really push me a little bit by making me run. He knows I got a bad leg. But what I got to do with him, I got to be patient. I got to outrun all his shots, and I just got to go out there and kill the ball.
Thanks, Dave, and when we come back, we'll have a little history on this tournament.
Welcome to the Echelon 8th International World Racquetball Federation Championships. Something people here simply call the games. Over 40 countries have come here to decide the championships in singles, doubles, and team competition in the world's fastest sport, racquetball.
It's been called high-speed tennis in a box. At the world-class level, service speeds can reach 180 miles per hour, and from there the velocity increases as the rallies go along. The basic things to remember about racquetball: keep your eye on the ball, if you can. Only the server scores points. A shot has to be retrieved on one bounce, and the ball must reach the front wall to remain in play.
But when you get to these games at this level, racquetball is anything but basic.
Well, we're lucky with the U.S. team. We have a speed coach, we have a nutrition coach, we have the coaches that help us with our game, we have a sports psychologist, so we have ways to round ourselves in all those different areas. And we work with those specific people to develop a training program that's suitable for our needs.
These athletes are very serious about their sport, and they have come from all over the world to compete against the best to see if they can be crowned the best. In fact, it is such a world event now that previous sites include Mexico, Canada, Germany, and Venezuela. Atlanta was a prime choice for this event, but they were already overwhelmed by the Olympics. It was then that Phoenix caught the attention of the IRF Executive Committee, and in particular, Executive Director Luc St. Ange.
We selected Phoenix to try to capitalize, believe it or not, on the Atlanta Games. The premier facility in the United States is the City Square Club. with the opportunity to have the hotel and for security, the entire aspect of it, it can't be any better. It's the best place in the world.
And for the next week, the Valley of the Sun is treating the world to hospitality Southwestern style. From Native American dance and blessings to excursions to the Grand Canyon, Sedona, the Hopi Reservation, and even Harrah's.
Well, now you're here in Phoenix for these championships, and you have a day off during the tournament. Where are you going on that day off?
I think we will go to Grand Canyon. I would like to go Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon.
And every evening, so the athletes will feel right at home, they're going to have a different international theme at McKenna's Pub. The competition is going to be raging here all week long, with the exception of Thursday the 15th. And it starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, goes till 8 o'clock at night, and admission is free. It's not every day that the world drops by.
Welcome back, everybody, and we are ready to go with the United States Open champion Ruben Gonzalez against the world champion Sherman Greenfeld from Canada. Two of the great players in the world, two of the great showmen.
Gonzalez.
Voice in the background is the national official chairman, Jim Heiser. The introduction of the old man.
They love him. Yeah.
44 years old.
It's disgusting, isn't it? Unbelievable.
It's fabulous.
Sherman Greenfeld.
Sherman Greenfeld, two great athletes, two guys who really are wonderful ambassadors of the game. And we've got a load of Canadians down here in Arizona at the City Square Sports Club, and they're going after it because they've already won the men's doubles. So they're hot. They are hot, and you know what? America's mad. So let's see what happens. First serve. There you go. Right away, going for the drive serve, just what Ruben said. Drive serve, pinch.
You know, the thing that Ruben has to do is he needs to put the ball away first opportunity against Sherman. Otherwise, Sherman will run everything down.
Now, is that because Ruben's got a little age on him, so he's got to make quick shots and get it out of here?
It's because of the age and because of the fact that Sherman is such a quick competitor, so he's able to retrieve shots, and that's his game, retrieving.
Now, here's the first odd thing we're going to see right away is Sherman's the master of the backhand serve, the only guy that does it in the world with any effectiveness.
Absolutely, and the reason he does that is because hardly anybody uses it, and it's a different look, different pace, and it throws people off.
Well, there we go, a side out. I'm Jim Turner. I want to reset everything for you here in Phoenix, Arizona. I want to thank the people from ASPN that did a marvelous job, as well as the Maricopa County Sports Commission. Dave Peck is our expert analyst, no stranger to racquetball at all, and we think we've got a fabulous, fabulous matchup for you.
Well, Sherman looks relaxed here, and so does Ruben. So, you know, they're both hitting good kill shots, re-kills. It's a great serve.
You know what I think we're going to see, Dave, a lot. I think a lot of fans are going to see, you know, the marvelous shooting, the rollouts, the splats and everything, but we're going to see Sherman Greenfeld loves to smile. He's an entertainer. And, you know, Ruben's serious as a heart attack.
Oh, yeah.
Sherman loves to smile and have a great time.
Sherman, you know, and I think a lot of that is his, not only is it his personality, but it's also his strategy. That does, well, what a great shot.
Jeez.
That's a flat roll.
Absolutely. Wow. There's no question about that one. They're probably going to appeal it.
It's appeal.
They're going to appeal it.
Call stance.
Call stance. We've got line judges, and this is how the game works. You can appeal a shot to the official. Two judges standing in the back of the court, and they either agree with the referee's call or disagree with it. I happen to disagree with that call.
That was a great shot.
Yes,
I got to tell you. There's a good shot.
There it is again. See,
I tell you, Ruben's shot serves are coming off the back wall, which are allowing Sherman to do that. So he needs to lower the angle a little bit more.
Oh, beautiful ace, cracked serve. It is 1 serving 2, and I wanted to ask you, Dave, throughout your whole career, the equipment has gotten better, but the rackets have gotten bigger. Same thing as in tennis. How has it changed the game?
You know what I've seen is I've seen shots that normally when I was playing from deep backcourt, you're not able to get the power, so you're able to get more power. The control factor, the rackets, even though they're a little bit larger in terms of hitting surface, ouch. What has happened is you get they're a little bit quicker to get around. So you're able to get more power, more control.
One of the great idiosyncrasies of the game is when you get hit in the posterior with the ball, the referee always says, check the ball.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about you.
How about my leg, man? Caught Ruben leaning back.
Wonderful shooters.
Notice where Sherman's hit his kill shots from within that 5-foot zone. Ruben has to get him out of that 5-foot zone and force him into deep backcourt. Oh, nice
Boy,
skill.
boy. It seems to me we've already seen the pattern. Sherman's trying to pass, keep it off the sidewall. No, excuse me, Ruben's trying to pass, keep it off the sidewall. Sherman's doing all the pinching.
That's correct. And see, notice what's happening here also. Ruben has had some difficulties on his forehand stroke. And notice Sherman has been serving to the forehand. Now he switched it up and went to the backhand side. That's a nice shot on Ruben's play.
Pulling it right out of the air.
Hang on, guys. Break.
All right, with the score 3-2, we've got Ruben Gonzalez against Sherm Greenfeld here in Phoenix, Arizona. We need to take a short break, and you stay with us. We'll be right back. 13-15, and then he wins 11-8 in the tiebreaker. Not quite so hard for Sherman, the world champion. He actually walked to this game today.
And you know, in watching Ruben play Fabian, what had happened, I saw him basically, he looked a little slow to me, a little tired. Body language here today, he looks a lot more revved up to me and pumped up, Jim.
Well, we've got another appeal. Ruben thought he pinched it in the corner. Obviously, Sherman's not happy with that call. We've got an excitable crowd here as well. They've already seen some dynamite games.
Do you think this is a nonpartisan crowd? I guess. Of course not, right?
3-3.
Good angle.
Side out.
That's a nice shot on some.
There you go. There's some of the entertainment.
He's getting pretty excited.
Well,
early
he's pumping himself up. I noticed a lot of the Canadians do that. They like to scream and yell on the court and really get after it. We won't see Ruben doing that. Ruben's just talking to him.
Yeah, you know, that's some gamesmanship there. All the years of playing, he's trying to get him to calm down, think about some different things, and tell him to calm down. What that will do, it might be revving Sherman up, but what that will do is that will also get Ruben fired. Strategically, I don't know if that's really a good ploy on his part.
Well, you know what's really interesting, Ruben doesn't like that showmanship. Sometimes I think he feels that maybe the guy's trying to show him up a little bit, or he's not. You know, the guy's just trying to get juiced himself.
Excited, exactly. But along those same lines, Jim, how do you like that nice sidewall front wall shot? Along those same lines, excuse me, what happens is strategy-wise, you don't want to do anything that's going to rev up your opponent.
You know, I also wanted to make mention, as we've got this shot right now for all of our viewing audience, how tough is it, Dave, to have a complete sidewall full of glass all the way down the line? Can you find the ball? Is it tougher with all the fans standing out there and some of them moving?
Absolutely. You look to the side wall and all you see is faces. So the way you play it is basically you just sort of visualize the angle coming in is the same angle coming out.
Well, we have a marvelous crowd here all week long, and then it goes another several days. This is fantastic for the World Championships here at City Square in Phoenix. It's unbelievable.
Look how clear that is, Jim, off the sidewall. That's what the players have to contend with.
Well, Ruben, another marvelous shot for a point for Ruben. Ruben told me last night when we were talking, doing a little bit of homework, and he's up 9-3. He said, I will use the glass sidewall. He feels that Sherman has a hard time, finding the ball. And maybe that's because they don't have a lot of them in Canada. I don't know.
As in any player, but what you do is you mix up your shots, you get them into the glass, then you go cross court like Ruben did last rally. You know what we're just talking about, the glass? That error was caused because Sherman didn't see that coming off the glass. Normally Sherman would put that ball right away.
Side out.
Wonderful shot from the backcourt.
I don't know if strategy-wise, you know, Ruben's hitting that chop serve to the right. It's just a floater up there. It's an easy shot to kill.
Skip.
Yeah, let me ask you, I want your expert opinion on this. Sherman has the unique serve, but with a very, very experienced player like Ruben, does it affect him at all?
It affects a little bit in terms of just getting used to it. Once a player gets used to it, you jump on it and tear it up. And what Sherman is very good at is making adjustments during the game. He's very cognizant of what's happening and the different things that are happening out in during the serve. So what you'll see him do is he'll mix it up quite a bit.
Does he put a spin on the ball?
He puts an underspin and underside spin, which causes a floater type. It's like a knuckleball in baseball.
Okay. All right, I see. Outstanding. Got an equipment timeout. Ruben just broke the string in his racket. So we remind everybody you're watching the Echelon 8 International Racquetball Federation World Championships on Cox Communications, ASP.
Be killed. Namely, when he has the opportunity to hit a kill shot, he absolutely needs to do it, and then the effective serve in terms of hitting the right serve. What Ruben's been doing is on his serve has been coming off the back wall and allowing Sherman to get an offensive shot. That's one of the areas that I think he really needs to concentrate on.
Excellent point. Oh, I love this crowd.
Oh, yeah.
I love this crowd. Jim Heiser, the head official of the International Racquetball Federation, he's getting abused.
But, you know, I got to tell you, from this angle, it looked like it was good for about 8 inches.
Oh, the officials take such abuse.
They really do.
Well,
and
they deserve it.
That's right.
Good shot.
Boy, just pulling it off the back wall. Actually, Ruben's giving him the second shot to put it away.
Absolutely. What I've seen Sherman do is he's starting to hit some really nice shots from deep back court. See, to me, the game is won and lost from the deep back court as well. There's a good angle. Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
Athleticism abound, unbelievable.
Ruben went down, hit a nice shot, but Sherman was waiting for it and has that nice touch game.
Dave, how much pressure do you think Ruben feels already knowing that the Canadian doubles have beaten our best doubles team and one of the other ladies has defeated one of our top ladies? So Canada's on a roll right now. You think Ruben's feeling some pressure?
Absolutely. You can't help it. I mean, you know, this would be a tough enough match without that type of pressure. The good part about it is Ruben is the type of player that rises to the occasion. Yeah. So, you know, he's done it all his career. I think this is a great motivator for him as well.
Well, I want to remind everybody this is the International Racquetball Federation World Championships. 27 countries represented this week here in Phoenix, Arizona. Yes, it's down in this match to United States and Canada, but 27 countries have been here. And I'll tell you what, the improvement I've seen over the years, Japan and Korea get a standing ovation from me. Just marvelous work.
You know what I'm seeing is they're watching the different countries, you know, specifically the United States as well as Canada, and they're learning from these different countries, or, you know, us and Canada, on where to hit the shots, how to stroke the ball, and all those things. It's wonderful to see.
I think it all boils down to the dream of everybody in racquetball. You want to be able to someday get into the Olympics, and so we send our ambassadors over, none better than Gary Mazeroff out of Albuquerque, New Mexico. We send them all over the world to teach people racquetball because the dream is the Olympics. And I want to ask you down the road, you know, I mean, is it a viable dream?
I believe so, absolutely. I think the more countries that are involved, the better off it is for the sport and for the opportunity to play in the Olympics. Use the glass there.
Oh, brother. Both of them following their game.
Oh, yeah. But see, you know, it's
pension using the glass. You know, I mean, it's unbelievable.
It was interesting in Ruben's match yesterday. Sherman was out here sort of watching. But you know what he's been doing? He was out here watching and watching Ruben and getting a game plan together, and he's following it right now. Good serve.
There it is again. That's his second crack off the serve, off the glass as well.
It's hard enough when it's going into the glass. Then when it cracks out, it's nearly impossible. He has a good angle there.
8 serving 6. Ruben skipped that one in, so it's now 9-6. Sherman Greenfeld from Canada, the world champ, leading our own United States champion, Ruben Gonzalez.
I tell you, skip that easy setup off the back wall. He's feeling a little bit of the pressure, plus that angle of the serve. I got to tell you, that's a tough angle coming off the back wall into the back corner into this glass.
2 bounces.
2 bounces.
Well, neither one of them are spring chickens, but with Sherman being 34 years old and Ruben being 44, but as we take a look at Ruben and those fantastic legs of his, he came back from the ruptured Achilles tendon. Now, a lot of players can't, or just regular people can't come back from it, but to be able to be off a complete year of racquetball and come back and do what he did to win the U.S. Championships in Houston is unbelievable.
It was awesome. And one of the things as I was watching that tournament, as the tournament went on, Ruben got stronger. And even though he looked, the thing that I've seen is the first game is a difficult game for Ruben. I don't know if it's warming up or whatever, but he starts getting revved up and getting more points. Well, the second and third game.
Let me share a little secret with you right now. I'm talking with Ruben. He was worried about just this thing happening. The fast start by Sherman. We're looking at 13-6 first game. Yeah. And I knew it was going to be a timeout here for Ruben. Timeout. Ruben is behind, and you're watching the Echelon Racquetball World Championships on Cox Communications. This is ASPN.
You know, 5 of the points in this first game were aces. You can't expect to win a game when you know, on something like that.
See, and it's not done on speed. It's done on the perfect placement.
Perfect placement and angle into that side wall. And so Ruben has dug himself into the hole. And really, Sherman has been executing nicely. So he absolutely, there it is. It's a nice shot. He has to start putting a little bit more pressure on Sherman right now in some capacity.
Well, Dave, good to have you along. I'm Jim Turner, and we're setting some history today right here at the City Square Sports Club. We're told this is the very first live telecast of any racquetball event anywhere, and we're just proud to be here with you. Hope you stay with us, because the athletes, well, I think they're unparalleled. They're as good as any athlete in the world. It's only a 20 by 40 court, and it's quick in there. We're talking 130, 140. If Egan Inouye was here, 160-mile-an-hour serve. So you got your reaction time has to be unbelievable.
And reaction time, you notice both these guys they're diving for shots. You know, Jim, what they're doing is they're diving for shots and re-killing them. That's a super shot. Beautiful. Whenever Sherman has hit a shot that's come straight in, Ruben has re-killed it. Whenever it hits off the side wall is when Ruben's having difficulties. I don't know if it's because of the side or because of the angle.
Well, just the opposite is happening to Ruben as to what he told me he was going to do this morning. He was going to try to use the glass against Sherman. Right now, at least in this first game, it's going the opposite way.
And notice it's coming across Sherman's body, so visually it's blocked a little bit. That's a good shot.
Beautiful play.
Notice how the whole court opened up on the right-hand side, and Ruben hit the right shot at the right time.
A little bit of body placement, too, which I like.
Yeah,
44 years old, Ruben Gonzalez. Generally playing players that are about in their 20s and able to take them all to school this year.
Notice what he did just then. He moved Sherman out of good center court position with the right shot and scored on that.
Well, with the score of 7-14, I don't think you ever give up. You've been in games where you were way down and pulled it out. But is Ruben already working on his game plan for the next game? It's 7-14.
Absolutely. You notice what he's doing now is he's experimenting with a variety of serves, a variety of shots. And so, you know, it's funny in these type of games. What happens is you hit a couple good shots, a couple good serves, score a couple points, and the momentum starts to change. Good shot.
Good point. I'm telling you, he is really placing. That's the game. First game, surprise. No surprise Sherman could win, but dominating unbelievably. First game is over, 15-8. Hey, we'll be back with more of the Echelon Racquetball World Championships on ASPN after this. Welcome back, everybody, to the City Square Sports Club in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm Jim Turner. Alongside me, many-time champion himself, Dave Peck. And David, how about showing us this game?
Notice what happens here. Sherman changes the serve up and goes front wall into deep back court. Ruben has been used to this going to the forehand side. It throws him off as far as his anticipation. And watch what happens. When he hits his shot, Ruben will have to run, sort of poke at it, and then what will happen is Sherman's in position. Notice he just pokes it right up there.
1, 2, 4, 6, 7 games, right?
Here's a better look at it for you, Dave.
You 1 and 2. You 1 and 2.
And notice Sherman's position here, and he just pokes it up front. Ruben's the deep backcourt, and that's the game.
Well, game one is down 15-6 to Sherman Greenfeld of Canada. So Ruben has 15-7, has got to be talking to himself a little bit. He told me last night, I don't want to lose the first game.
No.
I don't want to lose the first game because a little tired legs. He had a harder road here than Sherman did, and Sherman can run him.
Well, and Sherman is a momentum. I mean, he's a momentum type player.
Yeah.
So if he gets on a momentum, you know, his body language, he looks very comfortable right now. Ruben looks a little down. Of course.
Well, it's fantastic. They're rocking and rolling here in the background. It's absolutely fantastic. This is a lot of fun. 2 world champions. Jim Turner with you along with Dave Peck. Stay with us. We'll be back.
Come on, Ruben.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the 8th International Racquetball Federation World Championships brought to you by Echelon and Penn Sports. And what does Sherman have to do? Well, he's already showed us once.
What Sherman is doing nicely is he's setting up, you know, his passing shots. He's hitting sharp, crisp angles. And what he's doing against Ruben is changing the shot selection. And, you know, when we talk about shot selection, we're talking about the serve along with the shot selection in that he's mixing up his serves and the shots during the rallies.
Well, first game's over, and we're talking about the World Championships right here in Phoenix, Arizona. Sherman Greenfeld of Canada winning the first one 15-7 over Ruben Gonzalez. And believe me, the mood has been set here. It's a little tight-jawed for the Americans because Simone Waugh and Mike Ceresia of Canada defeated Adam Karp and Bill Sell in the men's #1 doubles. So Canada is on a roll.
Yeah, Canada's playing some nice ball. And let me tell you, Ruben better jump on Sherman this first game or there's some serious trouble here. A short serve.
You mean like the first early points?
You bet.
Yeah, okay.
That serve was short.
Call the serve good. It's a deal.
It's a replay.
Side out. Or replay.
Replay.
Over.
That serve looked a little short to me,
Wonderful
Jim.
thing about live television here.
0-0.
It's terrific. There's Jim Heiser. He's the head official of the International Racquetball Federation. And it does a marvelous job. But in racquetball, you can appeal the calls and get some help from line judges. One phase of this game I love.
Oh, it's the only way to go. At least you know that you have a fighting chance if there's a mistake or something. Sherman's first serve there, cracked out again.
0-1.
Notice when Sherman's serving the ball and it comes off the back wall, Ruben's getting a good offensive shot off of it. Short serve. Short.
Call it short. It's appealed. Call stands.
You know, I tell you, I don't think Ruben's service game is a sound strategy right now. He's serving to the right-hand side, and he's not scoring points on it.
Side out.
His first match, which was rather simple for him, he had 7 aces in his first match of this tournament. That magic has not come back to him.
And he has 0 aces the first game, and I haven't seen any this game yet. That's a good angle. There it is.
0-2.
Player puts his hand up. Good sportsmanship by Sherman Greenfeld. Hey, I didn't get it, you know, so just stop the play.
On that last serve, Ruben went straight down the line. It didn't nick the sidewall and come out to Sherman's forehand, so Sherman had a little bit more difficult because of the glass.
Side out.
I tell you, Ruben, to me, that little chop serve he's using, he's going to have to get it to come straight and parallel with the sidewall versus kicking into the sidewall. That's a good angle. Boy, I tell you, that Sherman's hit some great angles on his serve.
Another ace right there to the opposite.
You know, and there's nothing you can do about that, Jim, when it hits the crack like that. Short serve.
Oh, I'd appeal this one. I don't know, Dave. I'd appeal this one. I would have appealed that one. Look at him.
He didn't appeal it, Jim.
He didn't appeal it, but I think he might not. He's on a roll. He might not want to get the official mad at him, but boy, I'd have appealed that one.
There's 2 bounces. Good call.
There you go.
That's good sportsmanship.
Good sportsmanship. People clapping for that one. Absolutely. Sometimes that one's tough to see on the part of the official. 2-2.
I think Ruben knows the significance of this match. And this short serve, boy, I tell you, he needs to get his serves over. What's going to happen on this thing is Ruben has to pressure Sherman. He has to keep the pressure on him by executing shots.
Dave, there's been an evolution. There's that beautiful return. There's been an evolution in racquetball. We used to play to 21. Now it's down to 15. Now it's down in many of the tournaments to 1 serve. Do you like the 1 serve rule?
You know what, Jim, as I've gotten older and a little bit slower, I love the 1 serve. What happens is with the 1 serve, it takes away, it helps make the game more fun to watch, and it forces the players to have a diversified service game. Nice get.
Oh, a whip
from the glass.
Oh, yeah, that, you know what? Excellent point. That is from the glass. He's right there looking out into the crowd, and he does a whiffer. Take a look at it, Dave. We're going to see it right here. You think he just lost it, huh?
Yeah, he lost it on the glass. Look to the right there. You can't see anything. It's so dark over there. And he just missed it in the glass.
Not very often if players of this caliber just completely whiff the ball. Great point, Dave, about
There's a good shot right
sidewall.
Good angle. Notice that what Sherman has done is he's changed up his service game. Remember we talked about his service game and the different angles. And what he's doing now is he's changing the angles of his shot and mixing them up.
Well, maybe one of the most respected racquetball players in the world in Ruben Gonzalez, because he is an older guy at 44 years old, but I think he's getting a little bit of a schooling right now from Sherman.
Sherman is put together a sound game plan against Ruben.
Well, and I'll tell you this. Sherman went out and partied hardy last night with all the Canadians, as they do. They come down here and have a great time. So he didn't go to bed early.
No,
he wasn't worried about it.
It doesn't faze the Canadians.
They love it.
He just relaxes them.
They love to party.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ruben stayed up a little bit late, too, but I don't think he was partying. Oh, boy. You know, what we're talking about, we say the City Square Sports Club. We're here in the Lexington Hotel. It doesn't get any better than this because it's an entire athletic club, beautiful facilities, swimming pool. So it's fantastic, and we love the treatment that people have given us.
There's no question about it. Ruben just sprawled out there, parallel to the floor, dove for the shot, got it, and re-killed it.
Just had a good look at the United States players coaches in the back, Fran Davis and Jim Winterton.
Take a look at this. What a great get. He needs to do a lot more of those. He's keeping the pressure on now. Oh. He had the opportunity. He should have gone straight in on that one. Instead, he hit the sidewall, front wall.
Tell you one thing, I'm taking a look over my left shoulder, and the American coaches are not smiling at all.
No, they should be nervous.
Yeah. Ron Brown, the coach of the Canadians, they've had a marvelous tournament. They've had a great time down here. And for me, meeting all the people from Cuba, Venezuela, Netherlands, it's just been marvelous. I refereed a game this morning between Vietnam and in the Netherlands. It was fabulous. They didn't understand a word I said, but it was wonderful.
The good part about it is when you're reffing everybody's matches, it's the same thing, Jim.
There we go. There's Coach Jim Winterton up there.
Gnawing on that pin.
Gnawing on the pin.
He should be nervous.
Fran Davis leaning in, some of the players. I'll tell you what.
Everybody understands the significance of this.
It's important to win these.
Oh, no question about it. And not only national pride, but, you know, you're a team. You know, racquetball is one of those sports that it's an individual sport, but in this type of venue, you're playing for your teammates as well and for points and everything else. This is very, very important for both teams.
3-7 is the score in the second game from Canada. Sherman Greenfeld won the first one 15-7. There'll be a side out. They check the floor because you can really get hurt if you know, you sweat and you dive on the floor all the time. You really want to check such things.
You know, my philosophy on this thing is, you know, you don't want to dive. But
no, wait.
Yeah,
you and I are two big old slugs.
Yeah.
If you and I hit the floor, we have fallen.
Yeah, we trip, stumble,
it's not
fall.
the graceful diving.
Yeah, these guys, you know, they sort of float along there, hit the floor, and notice how fast they jump back
Dave,
up.
I jest with you, but one of the great players in the game is Dave Peck, right here standing with me.
Thank you.
You've won your share.
But I didn't dive very much, let me tell you.
No, you didn't do that, but you had the glare. When things got tight, you had the glare.
That's right.
You know, you not only looked at the players, but you looked at the referees. We'll be back with more of the Echelon Racquetball World Championships on ASPN after this.
One of the things that you just don't want to do is make unforced errors. That will put you behind. Unforced errors, i.e. skipping the ball and losing the point. And Ruben right now has, I believe it's 4 unforced errors here. And you just can't afford to do that. You gotta, when you have the opportunities, you have to seize that opportunity and put the ball away.
Where do you give that credit? To your opponent who's playing real good, or you're forcing things? What do you do?
I think it's a combination of your opponent's, you know, in this particular case, Sherman's forcing Ruben, mixing up the shots. There's been some cracks and glass errors. And so it's a combination of all those factors.
Oh. Well, I'm going to have to tell you something, folks. If Ruben goes down in two quick ones here, it's not a stunner that you would lose to somebody like Sherman, but to go down without going to a tiebreaker will stun an awful lot of people.
Oh, absolutely.
Let me tell you, he's hitting great shots.
Flat three-walled shot. That was just beautiful. And, hey, that's not a slop shot. These guys know how to do that.
Oh, no question about it. You know, Sherman is a great squash player, okay? And in squash, you hit a lot of angles. Squash being the racket sport, you hit a lot of angles and stuff like that. Ruben, as we talked about at the beginning and during this match, he has to be able to change his shot selection. Whenever you get into a situational shot selection, what happens is your opponent will adjust. Smart players adjust.
Aren't you a little bit surprised with the score right there by Ruben and a nice serve off the glass? It's 4-10 right now that he hasn't called a couple of timeouts. You know he's the master of an equipment like he did in yesterday's semifinals. He said, hey, I need an equipment break. You know, he likes to slow it down, take the pace away from the other guy, and he's not doing that.
No. What's happening here is he's not changing the pace. He's not controlling the tempo of the match, I guess is the best way to describe it. Sherman's up there swinging away, having a great old time, and he has to start getting Sherman to think about what's happening during this game and put a little bit more pressure on him. There it is. You know,
well, we're telling you a lot about the pressure on the coaches and everything. We're going to come back with a good look at the coaches, but look at that replay.
It's a nice kill shot. Remember, we talked about Ruben has to put the ball down when he has the opportunity. It's that simple.
A little bit different look on the faces of the Canadian coach, Ron Brown, sitting right here, driving a hard bargain with me. I wanted a shirt with the maple leaf on it, and he didn't want to do it. Look at him smiling as the look on the American coaches. It's
he looks pretty relaxed here, doesn't he?
Well, he should be pleased with the way they played already.
Well, and the fact is Sherman is such a seasoned veteran that he knows that Sherman's pretty comfortable in this situation.
He's not the world champion for nothing. Take a look at
this. Comes around.
Oh, look at that.
Nice hit. Nice. Notice how quickly Ruben gets up. Now watch this. He hits the ball cross court, comes around right in that corner. Nice hit.
We're going to have a little bit of a debate here. Sherman thinks the ball, it was a double bounce.
Hinder ball. Hinder ball.
Probably the call. Sherman wanted a double bounce.
He thought it was 2 bounces off the back wall.
Hinder ball.
But you know, with Ruben, you know, I would want to be reffing this thing. It would be so difficult to ref this thing.
6 serving 10.
You know, this game is a game of streaks and momentum. What Ruben just did with that short serve is he assisted in momentum change back towards Sherman. Ruben's put together a series of points here, and he needs to capitalize on it. And
Sherman's leaving him in the back court, dumping everything up.
And notice where Sherman's hitting the majority of the shots. From the center court position, 5. You know, it's a lot easier to hit from the middle of the court close to the front wall. It's a good hit.
You know, this is, as we see all the action, this is just a short taste, really, this one game of the action all week and going to continue on a couple more days. But all of the crowds, they've been like this the entire time, and they're very, very rapid about racquetball here, having a ball.
That's a tremendous angle that Sherman just hit. Ruben, as we talked about, has to keep the ball off the back wall. Sherman's too good a player.
Again, wouldn't you call timeout now? It's 11-6.
Absolutely.
Second game. I mean, you could go down for the count right here.
Oh, there's no question about it. He should either slow up the tempo, call a timeout, do something that's going to throw him off his game.
11.
You know, and when we talk about this, you say, well, you know, slowing it down, what does that do? Well, you know, people and players have a certain feel for the game and a certain speed. If you can slow them down or speed them up and get them out of their game, out of their rhythm, I guess, is the best way to put it.
Well, the reason I said that, and that was a terrific rally, the reason I said that is Ruben had to do that very thing on Fabian Balmorali at Venezuela when he went to the tiebreaker and then won 11-8. He had to do all kind of tricks, slowing it down, talking to him, confusing him. Got him mad.
But Fabian is not as seasoned as a Sherman. Okay, Sherman has been playing in international competition for years. He's played on the tour events. You know, he's a very seasoned veteran in terms of competition. You know, he's not going to crumble like you know, a less seasoned player would. And again, this is nothing. This is not a knock against Fabian.
I got to tell you, that serve was so good.
7.
I think Ruben purposely tried to hit him because it was the only way he could save it and get another serve. That was a beautiful serve.
Oh, I tell you,
we're looking 12-7.
Yeah, you can't miss those kind of shots in this type of situation. You know, notice Sherman body language. He's pumped up, ready to go.
Ooh, what a shot. Doing it all week. There we go. Timeout on the part of Ruben Gonzalez, but is he
that's a good
hot?
timeout.
We're talking about Sherman. We'll be back with more of the Echelon Racquetball World Championships on ASPN right after this.
Mic. This is the hand mic. We're calling this spare. This is the hand mic. So we are now ready for a, thank you.
Good.
Okay.
Take a look at Sherman's serve here in the setup. What you'll see here is he drives his, that backhand serve to the right-hand side, and then watch the shot afterwards, which is an awesome thing. So here we go. And now watch the shot. He hits the sidewall, and it comes around, all the way around.
Well, the crowd here is getting a little antsy. They surely wanted to see 3 out of this, whichever player you're for. But Ruben is really going to have to get a roll going. There's just no question about it right now.
But he's in a lot of trouble.
Yes, he is.
And the U.S. is in a lot of trouble here.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it earlier.
Oh.
So we do get a point there on a bad skip. Ruben doing a little limping right now.
Oh, yeah. He's not.
His legs are tight.
Yeah, his legs are tight. He's a little tired. You know, I mean, the fact of the matter is he's had some difficulties on this thing. Notice the setup that Sherman missed. To me, for Sherman to miss that shot, either he's feeling a little tight or feeling a little bit too overconfident.
You have 2 timeouts left, but I called the score. You have 2 timeouts left.
Yeah. International rules, he cannot call a timeout or he loses a point if he calls timeout after the score is called.
That's correct. So he has to serve this and maybe call timeout afterwards.
Oh, again, at a crucial time.
You can't do that.
He makes a bad serve. Oh. Timeout on the part of Ruben.
I'm not sure if he's injured or his legs hurting him or what.
It's just amazing. We're going to be right back. You're watching the Echelon 8th International Racquetball Federation World Championships on Cox Communications, ASPN. Welcome back, everybody, and we're taking a look at Ruben Gonzalez right now. When he originally tripped out on the court, I thought maybe it's just one of the old man's ruses because he's been known to try to fake out some of his opponents, but right now he's down on the court.
He doesn't get any injury. He wasn't. The muscle pull.
They're asking for an injury timeout right now.
He does not get an injury pull for a pulled muscle.
Jim Heiser says no injury timeout.
He didn't get hit during the rally. It's not an injury. He cannot have an injury timeout.
Interesting point.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I thought if you had a muscle pull, it's an injury.
Ball, something like that.
You're allowed 15, but it's preconditioned.
Preconditioned if you get hit.
Oh, it's a precondition from his injury.
Oh, okay, I see.
From his Achilles.
It's an old injury.
Yeah, so.
Well, wait a minute.
Okay, time in.
There's no sympathy for an injured guy.
Take a look at this play. I think this is where he might have gotten injured. And he goes to push off, and he sort of torques it out a little bit. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, he's dragging it while he's playing.
13,
look at him limp there. Boy, I tell you, Ruben's game is that
you got another timeout left.
Retrieving, anticipating, and being able to dig out shots. With one of your wheels hurt, he's in a lot of trouble. He was in trouble before. He's even more trouble now.
Yes, he is. He is limping.
You know what can happen on this thing? Either he can, Sherman can finish this out, or sometimes what happens is the competitor. For example, Sherman might be thinking, "Oh, I'm going to win this for sure, no problem," and there's a tendency to get a little bit tighter. By the way, that is Sherman's second unforced error this game. Very few unforced errors on his part.
9 serves, 13 in the second game.
Skip.
Oh, see, that's just that mistake or that unforced error was basically not being able to move, getting locked up on your feet.
Skip.
I think we're at match point here.
14-9.
14-9, possible match point.
What do you think? I think he's going to the backhand side. Whoops. That's it. Notice where Sherman was on that. He was waiting for Ruben to pass him on the left.
Yeah.
Ruben has to change up his shot selection. Every serve, every shot here,
9-14.
he has to focus in, or he's, you know, he can't keep defending at 14 like this. Good angle.
Oh, what a brilliant shot. Facing the back towards we are, and pulls a wonderful full court backhand. Take a look at this, Dave. This is brilliant.
Watch this. That's just athleticism. He's getting some good serves in.
But he is limping. He's slowed down. Oh, boy.
I'll tell you, though, the thing about Ruben is he might be injured. He will give it all right here, and he'll dig in as much as he can. Watch this. A little extra dive there. You know, here he is. His legs hurting him, his foot's hurting him, and he's still diving.
Like the old NFL linebackers, no regard for the body.
Oh, yeah.
Go for it.
Notice Sherman's changed the position of where he's serving from. That's a great shot.
Oh, you're right. He's not going to give up. That's
no,
for sure.
Not at all.
He's not going to give up.
I think that Sherman's feeling a little bit of the stress. You know, in this type of situation, there's a tendency to think that you've have the match won, and that's a very dangerous thought process.
Down, thank you.
It certainly
call.
Yeah, it's
good.
certainly.
I mean, you know, you give up a call like that, he could lose the match.
Sure,
one more point, and it's over. But just that's an example of the great sportsmanship.
Ruben has always had a history of that. He, you know, on the tour, he always called, you know, skips and everything else. Wow, that's a great shot. Sherman's hoping for Ruben to skip the ball.
Sherman,
he's hoping for it.
I'm surprised he didn't appeal that way.
10,
Yeah, I think it was a pretty flat rollout. But, you know, he didn't want to take that chance, momentum change.
10 serves, 14 second game.
Notice Ruben's gone away from the forehand serve as far as the drive goes.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you know, Sherman's been eating him up on the right side. He's been scoring points on the drive serve to left because that's a chop serve and it keeps, you know, Sherman off balance. Here we go. Watch this. Good angle.
Woo!
Wow.
Love that, huh? Ball goes through the legs, through the guys.
What a match.
Unbelievable.
What a match.
Well, that's what it is. We now have, once again, he's captured the World Championship. There he is, and he is an entertainer. Sherman Greenfeld of Canada.
Back to back.
Very appreciative.
Very tough.
Yeah. Tell you something, it's just as much of an applause for Ruben Gonzalez as well. 44 years old, the grand old man of racquetball goes down to Sherman Greenfeld of Canada. This has just been marvelous. This is something, Dave. We're going to come back and have some interviews.
Here's Sherman's shot.
But it's fabulous. We're going to be back with more of the Echelon Racquetball World Championships on ASPN after this. Welcome back, everybody. As you see, he goes on for his second World Championship. In Sherman Greenfeld of Canada, 15-7, 15-10 over the United States Open champ, Ruben Gonzalez. And it's just a terrific matchup and a surprise to an awful lot of people. And I don't think Ruben's injury had anything to do with the loss. And we're going to take another look at the final championship point right here as he defeats Ruben Gonzalez. Ruben coming back over with a nice backhand, but brings it off the back wall, allowing Sherman to get yet another shot going through the legs. And then here we go. We bring it up there. And Sherman will come back up. And we had a skip ball, so Sherman wins. We're going to throw it now to Dave Peck. Many times, as I've said before, a racquetball champion, and he's standing now with the champion once again for the second time in Sherman Greenfeld. Dave?
I'm on the court with Sherman here. Sherman, as far as execution of game plan, how do you feel about the way you executed your game plan today?
I think it turned out very well for me. I key in on that backhand serve, as I said in the pregame routine. And I guess once my serve started to work in the first game and I felt like he was worrying about where that serve was going to go along the tight glass wall, once I got the serves in there, my confidence built and everything else comes along with it. My court speed was there. I mixed up the pinch with the pass, so I worked the whole 40-foot court. And I had basically Ruben running a lot more than I had to do. So,
do you on your game plan, were you planning on utilizing the glass? I noticed you were hitting the backhand into the glass and cracking it out a bunch. Was that a conscious effort to isolate on the forehand side?
Yeah, well, especially off the serve. But during the rally, I don't want to think that the whole game is based on the right side. You still have to use the 20-foot width. And I think I favor the glass probably 70-30 in my shot selection, but I got to use the other side as well because I know Ruben's going to be leaning to that side. So I think I balanced my game pretty well, but I used the glass and the dark carpeting on the side as much as I had to.
Yeah, we noticed on the unforced errors, you basically had 2 unforced errors that second game versus I think it was 5. Ruben, do you think that's because of your shot selection or because of your angle of your shots, or?
It's a combination of things. I think more, you know, if you start, I felt like I was on a roll today, and I think as much as someone makes unforced errors, I believe that, you know, I can create them. If I'm shooting well and moving to a lot of his shots, it forces him to play tighter shots, and I think that's what creates errors more than anything on his part.
Sure, and what you did is you kept a lot of pressure on Ruben. Back to you, Jim.
Well, thank you, Dave, and congratulations to Sherm Greenfeld. Just awesome. It's fantastic. His second back-to-back World Championship. We're going to be back with more of the Echelon Racquetball World Championships on ASPN right after this.